So I've been meaning to give you guys a series review for a very long while now, and luckily I finished one of my series now, and it's time to give you my thoughts on it. Also, just advice that I have only seen the first season of Clannad. I have not seen Our Story. I've seen all 24 episodes of that, and I'd really appreciate you guys not to leave any spoilers down below for people like me who haven't seen Our Story, because I've heard Our Story is such a, emotional ride and it shouldn't be spoiled at all, but if you please do not do that. I appreciate if you say, oh, look forward to it. It's very emotional, but don't say anything like, oh, like this person, does this and that. But let's bring it on to my actual Clannad review, a 24 episode slice of life romance series done by Kyoto Animation. Now, technically, it's 22 episodes since the episode 23 and 24 are a extra episode, and one is a what if, but still, I'm reviewing all of it, including those 2 episodes. Now, focus around a boy named Tomoya, with an A. This comes later into review people, so you might need to remember this. But he really resents his town. He sort of, he has all his bad memories. A delinquent. He doesn't, listen to anyone. He's always late to school. He always hangs around with his friend Sunahara. And, he's quite sarcastic. So, hey, he's got something in common with me. So, already I hit off with the guy. And he is pretty much what makes this series. As the story goes on, he meets a lot of new friends. And he has some old ones along the way. Like Kyo, Fuko, Tomoyo, which is with an O. And this is old Nagisa, which she really takes a major part in this story. And this is really her story in this series. But he does have his old friends like Kotami and comic relief Sunahana. But the story mainly revolves around Tomoya and Nagisa, and I liked it because it was a story that eventually got Tomoya to change, and he became a lot more trustful, and then shit happened. But without any spoilers in the series, this is a visual novel series, so you should know that he's gonna go with one of the girls' routes. But what's interesting as one of my friends was telling me this, so thank you very much, Shintai, that they mixed in routes, they merged routes with other ones, which you think of as, oh, it's going to be a cluster, but they mixed in certain scenes from other routes, and stuff it mixes all together so it actually works. So, you got Fuko's arc, Tsunaha, you got all the little arcs mixed up together, and it actually makes sense to it. I mean, I really did enjoy it a lot, and especially I loved the last episode in particular, not the last episode of the anime, but the extra episode, which focused on one of the girls of the Tomoyo arc, and and I would really love to see this fleshed out a bit more. I probably would have to check the visual novels to see this, but it focused around about one of my favorite girls in the whole series, since my order is Kyo, Tomoyo, and then Nagisa. So I love this series. Now, you will love the series if you are very big into, comedy, slapstick comedy, romances, slice of life, because it really does go well. I think it's like a 5 to 6 year old anime, so Kyoto Animation did very well with the animation. It still looks good to this day, and it just really is a must watch. I love Tomoya. He's very funny. All the girls mix in there. I was a little bit skeptical at first because I was like, it's going to be the typical slice of life, but it turns into a whole lot more into it. It gets very deep, and I've only seen, like Eli said, I've seen the first Clannad out of the I told you I haven't seen After Story, so I still have some stuff to see. But it's a very heartwarming little story, and I really do it. But overall, I would give it an 8.5 to a 9 because mainly it isn't perfect because it did go very slow. There were some characters I didn't particularly like, at the start. I didn't really care for Fuko, the little girl, too much, or I didn't care for Kotami that much either. She wasn't a very interesting character. But before I end this review, I just want to talk about my favourite character of the whole series, and that is Tomoya with an A. Now you're saying, why the main character? Why not Sunahara or Kyo, your favourite girl? Because, well, I can relate to this character. They're deep shit here, people. Deep shit. Because his backstory, without going into a bit much, is actually, I can relate to, in a way. Not all of it, but there are things I had to do in my life where it kind of revolved like his, and it really got to me, like especially in a series, that it already makes you start caring the characters and stuff, and the one where you can actually even relate to a person's situation and like all he wants to do. It's really it really got me more attached to this series, and I really would recommend watching this anime. Especially like the two extra episodes, since episode 23 is sort of like, I guess you could say, an after story, since it's what happened after the events of episode 22, and then episode 24 is a completely different whole thing, which is like a whole different girls arc. But it's a very much watch, and I had fun with it. I enjoyed it a lot. But to express what next review I'm going to be doing on my channel, I am now next going to be watching Guilty Crown, and one of my friends recommended me Golden Boy, and Golden Boy is like 6 episodes long, and Guilty Crown is 24. So I'll try and get both of them done soon. I probably will get Golden Boy done first beforehand, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll try and do series reviews a little bit more often, like when I can, but don't expect them so often, since I've got all like your series and chapter reviews already up there. But that's all from me, everyone, so thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of Clannad, and like I said, please no spoilers on After Story. I would very much appreciate that. But that is all from me, everyone, so thank you very much for watching. Remember, Savagezweipanda, and I'll see you next time.